What's going on, guys? Audacity here, bringing you a gameplay plus a topic. Are professional gamers really athletes? I'll be getting into that a little more later. I'm just going to discuss the gameplay real quick. This was us in the main stage tourney last night. We 200 point club these guys, got 100 points on one side, 100 points on the other. So I thought it'd be a good game to upload. Anyways, get into the topic. Are professional gamers really athletes? Many people say no, many people say yes. I'm leaning towards yes. But I think this topic's going to be around for quite a while. That's why I chose it. I think it's really unique. And anyways, let's get to it. So, if you were to say yes, it is a sport, you got to think of reaction time. All these pro players at the top, their reaction time is just godly. You got to think about it. I mean, like if you were to say it's a sport, I would think Call of Duty's reaction time is pretty up there with the fastest reaction time in sports. Just because you gotta make so many decisions in split seconds. You get in gunfights, you gotta be very quick on it. You gotta be very aware, and I just really think it would be up there for that category basically. But anyways, another thing is you gotta have a good memory. Since you're pro teams, or since you're on a pro team and you are a pro, you do watch or you do play other pro teams a lot, so you kind of need to study these teams and see what they do wrong, and capitalize on it. Now that can relate to other sports like NBA, NHL, MLB, anything like that, because there's only like 30 teams in the league or something like that. So that's one thing we can relate to. We want to carry ourselves as athletes, but I'm going to kind of discuss why people could say no. I honestly think people would be offended if you read the definition on the web of athlete. It is basically saying a person that trains with physicality, basically, for an upcoming let's say like event or something. Basically, it's all physical. For us, it's all mental. So if you were to go by the definition on the web, no, we are not athletes. But when people say you have to be as good physically as mentally in other sports, that's where we can relate, I believe, and that's where it just gets kind of unique. It's a really hard topic because there's so many things surrounding it. I think people would be offended though if you think of people that actually play at a professional level on a sport. Like if you say NHL, MLB, NBA, they put a lot of work in. I mean, I'm not saying that we don't, but they put a lot of physicality work in, and I think it'd be offensive to them to think that we carry ourselves as athletes when we don't do anything physical at all. It's all mental, and that's where I just think it could go downhill. But besides that, I really do think pro gamers should be treated as athletes just as much, because pro gamers don't really necessarily get breaks as other pros in other sports do. So if you look at NHL, I'm just going to use that because I watch that the most out of all the other three sports that I've talked about. They get summer off. They get to chill after they played a lot. That's probably for their body to recover and whatnot. For us gamers, I'm not gonna put myself in a pro category because I'm not a pro. But for pro gamers, they don't necessarily get a break. If you really think about it, it is kind of practice to be online, and then you show up at LAN, and then that's when you perform. And that's all every maybe 1 to 2 months. It depends what LANs you go to. But yeah, it's really hard to categorize that. Pro gamers don't get breaks. Pro athletes at the top that have physical work they do get breaks. So it's all on what your definition of athlete is. Once again, if you looked on the web, it's physical, not mental. But I really do think that pro gamers should be treated as athletes solely based on the fact that it just makes sense. Basically, it just makes sense. But anyway, I'm basically gonna end the video right there. Tell me what you guys really think about this topic. It's really interesting. It's really confusing too. But if you liked it, rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me below. Thank you. I'll see you later. Alligator.